Hi, I'm Rob Cram, and today we're going to take a look at Ghost Recon Future Soldier. If you like tactical shooters, then this is a game which is probably going to appeal to you. So we're going to take a look at the review and give our opinion on what we like about the game. So without further ado, check it out.
CIA's asset is the priority. Locate, secure, and extract.
I'm glad we came in the sneaky way.
Lock it up, 30. Get your AR online.
Ubisoft's well-nurtured ghosts are back in town, and after a long hiatus since GRAW and GRAW 2 have adopted a new approach to conflict as part of the Future Soldier vision. Once again, Tom Clancy's name is plastered all over the box, but this time, lead protagonist Scott Mitchell is replaced with fresh blood, and with it, a somewhat change of pace for the single-player campaign offering, bearing a striking resemblance to Ubisoft's other game, Splinter Cell Conviction. The game is divided into three main components, with the single-player campaign being the main bread and butter for the lone player. There's a guerrilla mode, which can be played solo, but is better suited to co-op play, and of course, the adversarial multiplayer modes for those looking to take the fight online. With regards to the campaign, there's some distinct changes to the formula, and although the original games had their fair share of sneaking around large maps, this time, stealth is more prominent by design. For starters, the ghosts have optic camo, which can be used when in a crouch position and when moving slowly. Whilst it doesn't offer 100% invisibility, especially when close to enemies, it does mask the ghosts from roaming eyes from further afield. The inclusion automatically turns the game into a much more refined stealth game compared to previous offerings. Then there's the Mark and Execute feature, which showcased in Splinter Cell Conviction, except here your character can mark targets with a drone or simply by pointing a crosshair, and your AI controlled teammates can take the targets out. If undiscovered, it makes for some excellent but somewhat scripted moments where the ghost team simultaneously drops up to 4 enemies in tandem. Probably the biggest complaint about this feature, despite it being very cool, is how easy it can make many of the encounters. If you detested the all-seeing UAV in GRAW, then the Mark and Execute drone combination is going to grate. That said, these are tools which mostly are optional, and if you want a more hands-on traditional approach, then the choice is yours, whether you use them or not. The campaign offers some lively moments amongst all the sneaking, littered with scripted scenes of full-on action set pieces, which are cinematically excellently directed. The gameplay is incredibly solid, offering precise and gratifying gun mechanics, coupled with impacting hit detection. The option to tailor your character's weaponry with the much-touted gunsmith is welcome, but being honest, is pretty standard fare for a military shooter these days, despite its more visual representation and the usage of Kinect. Tactical shooter fans will simply love the campaign with all its trimmings, and with the dynamic nature of playing stealth or full assault at times makes for levels that beg to be replayed to try something different. There are also a number of challenges to undertake which act as sub-objectives for solo players to work towards and unlock more gear. Graphically, Future Soldier is a mixed bag, because on one hand there's some great looking levels filled with good attention to detail and showing off some impressive textures and scale. However, some levels in contrast are bland, with grainy details and are simply uninspiring. The game's frame rate holds up well and generally runs smoothly throughout. Some of the character models though are very much old hat and look like relics from the past, especially during the game's cutscenes, although the ghosts themselves are presented well in all their gear. Audio is of a general high quality throughout, with some great banter between the ghosts and some serious sounding briefings between missions. The sound effects though are brilliant, with some authentic gunfire sound and ambient effects making for a truly immersive aural experience. The campaign offers some lengthy missions which can be replayed once done, and attempted using a higher elite difficulty, which seems to make enemy hits do more damage, and if you're taken out, the AI won't be able to revive you. Upping the difficulty though does show some cracks, where the enemy AI will seemingly ignore more threatening targets to focus on your character hidden behind cover, which is somewhat frustrating. There's also a bit of grenade spamming as well, just to keep you on your toes. If you tire of the campaign solo, then it can also be played with 3 human companions online, which is where the game begins to shine. Whilst the AI does a grand job, it cannot match the reactions and teamwork of 4 human players. With good communications between the players, the 4-player co-op is a joy to play. Then there's the Guerrilla mode, which is worth a shot, except by design is not meant to be played solo, and is much more fun with 2 or more players. It's a shame this effectively replaces the old firefight mode of the past, and seems to copy other games using the same template, such as from Halo ODST, Gears of War and Modern Warfare 3. It's a shame Ubisoft ditched its more compelling offerings such as the Recon modes and such like. For competitive gamers, the online multiplayer is of a high standard and likely to be the main port of call for many players once a campaign is bested. There are some cool maps, plenty of interesting modes, and the pacing is of a good quality. The only real issues here are with connectivity, which involves lag, and games becoming disconnected, which hopefully will get ironed out. With the potential for a solid community, Future Soldier's online game should be well populated as the weeks and months go by. Ghost Recon Future Soldier is a grand entry for the series, although will likely not please fans of the original games due to its change of pace and stealth-based gameplay. In some regards, it's sketchy even calling this a Ghost Recon game, but in many ways the advancement into the future is welcome in terms of keeping the series fresh. If you're a fan of tactical moments littered with genuinely cool and frenetic gameplay, then you'll do well to give this game a shot. If you're looking for an alternative to some of the other shooters doing the rounds, then you'll find a neat game to sink many hours into that's well polished and easy to pick up and play. Ghost Recon Future Soldier may not be the best in the series' long history, but certainly is filled with plenty of character and supports its own identity well across its accessible and accomplished game modes. Ghost Recon Future Soldier is given an 8.5 out of 10.
Securing the module.